Good morning. How many people had a cart in the parade? That was so much fun. I had a blast. I want to thank everybody who participated and everybody who was lined up watching. That is by far one of my favorite events that's done. And I want to thank the Diversions Committee and TMAC for hosting that. It was a great time. My mom rides with us on the we call it a float, the trailer that we pull behind the Kubota, and she absolutely loves it. And I get more fun watching her than even watching the kids that were on our cart with us. So thank you, everyone. That was great. I want to talk real quick about the pass-through tax. On the rent increase letters, the amount was $6.88. That amount is correct. That's what will be charged each month starting in January through December of 2017. And the annual first responders fee of $14.40 is due on January 1st, and this is a one-time only fee. We've had a lot of questions about that, so I just wanted to clarify that. Gary's going to come up in a few minutes and talk to you about yard debris. We've had a lot of questions about it because Progressive is leaving notes saying they're not going to take it unless it's bundled, so he's going to speak a little bit more on that for you. We've had a lot of report of solicitors lately, but the reports are very vague. So if you could be more specific when you're calling in and telling us what street he was on or she, if you can, see what type of vehicle they're driving, at least a color, and if it's a truck or a car, something like that. If you could, just try to get a little bit more information for us, because there's so many vehicles right now that it's hard to go try to find someone if you don't have really good detail of what you're looking for. And I have got numerous calls on wildlife, including feral cats. Please do not feed wildlife. When you leave food outside for feral cats, or if you feed ducks and stuff like that and you're throwing food to them and it drops on the ground, it attracts unwanted rodents, and your neighbors do not appreciate it. So it's fun to watch the wildlife and it's great to look at them, but please do not feed them. Okay, Gary's going to come up now and talk to you a little bit more. Once again, I'll be in the community room until 9:30 if you need me.
Good morning, Tanglewood. First of all, I'd like to say season greeting coming up to everyone. There's one thing I'd like to say first of all before I talk to you on the yard debris. About a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks, I don't know, there was an incident at the swimming pool with the exercise class, I believe it was. I'd like to reach out to the attendant of that class if they're here today. And if they're not, hope they'll get to hear about it. The incident is one I'm here today to apologize about. The way I like to apologize for the way I handle myself in that incident. It was totally inappropriate, the way I acted. For that, I'd like to apologize. I did not curse or swear or nothing like that, but my tone and demeanor was not appropriate. And I'd like to apologize to the entire Tanglewood resident on my behalf and on Tanglewood behalf, because I was out of line. If the same situation occurred, I probably will say the same words, but in a much, much more professional tone. Having gotten that out of the way, let's talk a little bit on yard debris. And let's finish a little bit on my apology. When something happened, and it had to do with my man was getting the pool clean, and one of the residents asked them to turn off the blower because they wanted to start their class promptly at 9 o'clock, and therefore cut my man off. And that's what started what I just apologized about. In the future, when my employees are assigned to a job, they're expected to get that job done. Now, it do not always drive with what you have going on at the time. And if we cross that path in the future, I'd like whoever is involved call the office, come to the office, and let Tammy and I, or Tammy, or myself, we'll get together. We like to do it jointly. Rectify the situation. Instead of going directly to my employees, come to the office. Let us handle the situation. It will make for a whole lot better interaction between staff, myself, and resident connection. We'll do much better if we handle it that way. Now, to the yard debris. In the past 2 weeks, Tanglewood staff have had to pick up a couple of huge piles of yard debris in the manufactured home section, which we are not responsible for. By us doing that, it did two things. We had to provide the manpower to do so for no cost to anybody except to Tanglewood. Plus, we had to pay to dump that load. Yard debris, it is stated, I think, that it must be bungled and tied, except if you have a single big trunk of something. All debris has to be bungled and tied, and we know that. We know that. For someone to put a humongous pile, that's the best I can describe it, a humongous pile of debris just loose, untied, and the garbage company refused to pick it up, which rightly so, they are right. But the end result is I cannot leave this humongous pile in somebody's driveway for 2 weeks. That's not good for our image. So it compels me to pick it up at our cost. But I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to continue to do that every 2 weeks because somebody might may or may not know that if the truck refused to pick it up, I will pick it up because of our image. Because I don't think it's nice to leave a humongous pile of debris in somebody's driveway for over 2 weeks. So please, if you have yard waste, it must be tied and bungled, and therefore the truck will pick it up. If you have used tires or refrigerator or stove, you have to call the garbage company ahead of time to make a special arrangement for them to pick those up. With that note, that's all I got, and thank you very much for listening.
And I do want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas from the entire Tanglewood staff. We will be here all this week, but we will be closed on Monday, so I won't see you next Monday. So have a very Merry Christmas.